Hey guys, welcome to my Premier League prediction for the 2021-2022 season. Let's start with 20th place. For me, it's going to be Brentford. Their key players, Ivan Toney. For me, their key signing is Christopher Ajer, and key departures, Henrik Dalsgaard. Brentford have zero experience in the Premier League, of course. It's their first ever season in the Premier League, and I do not think they have enough star players to stay up, and their defense is not strong enough to stay up. That's my opinion. For me, in 19th place is going to be Norwich City because they are a yo-yo club. They always get promoted and relegated and promoted again. And I don't think they have enough to stay up, enough quality in defense, enough quality in attack. Their key player is Todd Cantwell. They did add Milot Rashica, which is going to be a good signing, but they got rid of Emiliano Buendia, which was a lot of firepower up front for them last in the Premier League and last season Championship. Let's move into the last relegated team, and that's going to be Newcastle for me. They have a great player in Alan St. Maximin, but he's not enough, and they did not do much in the transfer window in terms of bringing in players and or selling players. So they did not change their team, but they are almost relegated last season. I don't think they're going to have enough this season. Their manager is not a good manager. 17th place for me is going to be Burnley. They always seem to stay up, even though they have the weakest squad in the Premier League. But they got one of the best coaches in Sean Dyche, and I think he's going to do wonders again this season, although not staying up by much. I think for me, their best player is James Tarkowski, but he might leave to Leicester within the end of the season. We'll see. Their key signing was Nathan Collins, and their key departure is Ben Gibson. But they were not very active in the transfer window, as in every single season. They never seem to be active. In 16th place is going to be Watford, in my opinion. They've got already a Premier League ready squad. It was already a shock when they got relegated 2 seasons ago. And they've got a great team. Their best player for me is Ismail Sarr, who had a great, phenomenal season in the Championship last season. Their key addition is Imran Louza, who could be a pretty decent player in the Premier League. They did not get rid of many players, which is good, of course, for them. So I think they'll stay up. In 15th place for me is Southampton. A lot of people predict they're going to go down because they've sold a couple players, but I don't see them going down. They still got James Ward-Prowse, of course. He's a phenomenal player at set piece, and as a midfielder, Adam Armstrong got brought in, who is a bagsman, and of course they got rid of Danny Ings, but Adam Armstrong could be pretty decent to replace him. In 14th place, it's going to be Crystal Palace. They always seem to be mid-table, and always seem to never go top of half the table and never get relegated. They still have Roy Zaha, even though it's been a couple of years that he wants to leave. They brought in Joachim Anderson, which is going to be a great center back to shore up their back line. And Andrews Townsend is one of the players that left. But I think Crystal Palace are going to be mid-table like they do every season. And they got a new coach, Patrick Vieira, and I'm excited to see how they do. In 13th place, I've got Brighton. Last season they were good, but they missed a lot of chances. That's the problem. That's why they always got relegated. They created one of the most chances in the league. If they get a great striker at the end of the window, they could be way higher than 13th. They could be a surprise team. Their key player for me is Lewis Dunk. He's a great defender who scores goals too. But they did get rid of Ben White, so that will be interesting to see how Lewis Dunk does without Ben White. But they did get an Enek Mwepu, which I'm very excited to see in the Premier League, of course, from RB Salzburg. In 12th place for me is Wolverhampton Wanderers. They did not have a good season last season. Very boring, not many goals, mid-table. It was a very boring season. They've got Ruben Neves still from the Championship days, so he's their key player. They did get Francisco Trincao, which could make their attack get better, but they got rid of Rui Patricio, which can be hard to replace. They got in Jose Sa to replace him. We'll see if that works well for them. In 11th place and just outside the top half of the table for me is going to be Leeds. They have a great player in Rafinha, which they got from Rennes last season. He had a very good first season. They got in also Junior Firpo. We'll see if he does well in the back five of Leeds. And their key departure for me is Ezgjan Alioski. But they did not get rid of many other players, so they just added players, and so it's good for them. We'll see if they do good this season. In 10th place for me, and just inside top of the table, is going to be West Ham. They had a great season last season, finishing in Europa League positions in 6th. They'll have European football, so they won't be as good in my opinion. Their best player, Declan Rice, probably going to leave next season for a lot of money. They've brought in Alphonse Areola, who is a very good goalkeeper, and what they needed, they got rid of Felipe Anderson and some dead wood. So West Ham have done a good window. In 9th place for me, and that might shock a few, is Arsenal. They've been crap for the last few seasons, and I don't see them getting better because of no European football. Their best player, of course, is the teenager Bukayo Saka, who has a very good future ahead of him, probably now at Arsenal. They brought in Ben White for £50 million. That's a lot of money. And of course, Matteo Guendouzi is a key departure for me. They had a lot of high hopes in him, and of course, that did not work out. In 8th place, and that might shock some other people, are Aston Villa. They are a great team now because although Jack Grealish did go, they now have more of a team rather than a one-man team. They're more of a squad. Anwar El Ghazi is for me their best player. He had a great season last season, under the radar. Leon Bailey was brought in, and he's a great young player. They got Danny Ings as well and Emiliano Buendia to replace, of course, Jack Grealish. We are now entering the European positions, and the first team for me is Everton. They always seem to get predicted in European football, but now with Rafa Benitez, I think they're going to finally get European football. Richarlison is a great player for me, it's their best player. They did not have a very good window, only bringing in Andros Townsend and other players like that, but they did get rid of Bernard and some deadwood there. But Rafa Benitez really is going to change things for me. In 6th place for me is Leicester. They always seem to fall short of Champions League. That's what happened the past 2 seasons. So I see them finishing 6th. I don't think they got much better this season, although Patson Daka is a good signing. Jamie Vardy for me is a key player, and he's really aging, so they'll need a better replacement than Patson Daka because we don't know if he's going to be good. They did not sell many players, but they did sell Rashid Ghezzal, who had a great season in Turkish Super League last season. In 5th place for me is Tottenham. I put their best player as Heung-min Son because we don't know if Harry Kane is going to go or not. And Heung-min Son, of course, is loyal to Tottenham, signing a new 5-year deal with them. They did bring in Christian Romero, but that's replaced Toby Alderweireld, who did leave. I don't think they'll be very good this season, but 5th place is a pretty decent finish, considering top 4 are way better than the rest of the league. We are now entering top 4, so Champions League positions, and first of those 4th is Manchester United. They've got a great player in Bruno Fernandes, and they did bring in Jadon Sancho finally after so long negotiating with Dortmund, and they did not sell many players, so they just got better. So Man United are going to be a force this season, but the 3 are even better. 3rd place for me are my Chelsea, of course. They just have a very good team. We won Champions League last season. Got better with Romelu Lukaku signing, but the best players for me is N'Golo Kante, the most important. A big reason we won the Champions League last season. He's the best defensive midfielder in the league. Olivier Giroud did go, and he was very important for us, but Lukaku is a good replacement. In 2nd place is Liverpool. I think they're going to bounce back because of the return of Virgil van Dijk. He's a great player. He was the player of the season 2 seasons ago for a reason, and he's really going to change everything for them. Ibrahim Konate got signed to be with Van Dijk, to pair up with Van Dijk. Of course, they got rid of Georginio Wijnaldum on a free, but he did not have a very good season. To be honest, no Liverpool player had a good season last season. And of course, in 1st place, Manchester City. They are the team to beat. They are the best team in the league by far. They got Kevin De Bruyne, of course, which is the best player in the league, in my opinion. They got in Jack Grealish, even though he seems like a lot of the same type of players as Man City already have. They did get rid of Sergio Aguero, though, and it's going to be hard to replace his legendary status, of course. It's always going to be remembered at Manchester City. If you've liked the video, please like and subscribe if you're new. Comment down below if you agree or disagree with me, and we'll be back with more videos for you. Thank you, and bye.